No, I already did a video about Rolando Cruz and Brian Dugan about 6 months ago, maybe sooner, maybe earlier, maybe later. I don't know. It's on that old site that I had. I have no control over it, the Holy Psychopath channel anymore. It's not mine. Uh, but Brian Dugan is a wicked, evil murderer that sits on death row, and right now will never be put to death because the governor of Illinois won't sign any death warrants. And the story of Rolando Cruz is gut wrenching. This is somebody who, granted, yeah, he was a Latin king from Aurora, and the Latin kings are still in Aurora. They've held it for about 30 years. Even those Serranos, also called Treces, been coming into Illinois and taking over almost all their territory. Still strong in Aurora. But Rolando Cruz did not murder Jeanine Nicarico. And the police of DuPage County didn't care. They didn't care that Brian Dugan would then kill Donna Schnorr, rape and murder her. Keep in mind, Jeanine Nicarico was about 7 years old. She might have been 6. Pretty sure she was 7. And then there was Mellisa Ackerman, about the same age, who Donna Schnorr, when she was a kid, not Donna Schnorr, sorry, Opal Horton, who was Mellisa Ackerman's friend, the last thing she saw of Mellisa Ackerman was Mellisa Ackerman beating on the window of Brian Dugan's car as he drove away. Brian Dugan pulled up, said, "Oh, I need directions. Can you come over here?" Girls were scared. They didn't want to come, so he grabbed Mellisa Ackerman, pulled him into her car, raped her, and then murdered her. Jeanine Nicarico walked up to her house, knocked on the door, said, "Your parents are home. Oh, can you let me in?" Because he was checking to see if he was originally going to rob it. She said, "I'm not supposed to do that." And he said, "That's when I knew she was alone." So he broke into the house, raped and murdered her. This scumbag from Addison was bribed with pot because he was in jail with Rolando Cruz, and he made up a story saying that Rolando Cruz told him about how he murdered Jeanine Nicarico. And they had something called a vision statement, where supposedly Rolando Cruz had told some investigator how he had a dream about the murder and that he gave intimate details that only the murderer could know. It's a total lie, fabrication. And when it came out, the judge threw it out, but Rolando Cruz had to sit on death row for almost a decade. And at one point, he was a half an hour away from execution. Death warrant signed and everything. And then when he finally got out of jail, he went to go get his birth certificate, and the only piece of ID that he had was a death warrant signed. If you look at the story of just the cruel injustice that happened in DuPage County, there's no way you can know this, but I was born in DuPage County, and I always thought Rolando Cruz was the biggest monster. And whenever anybody tried to tell me anything else, no, I already know it, it's sick, and I'd get angry at the person. And then I learned the truth. Rolando Cruz, completely innocent, was a Nicarico murderer, and put in a living hell and tortured for no other reason than that's what we think he killed her. We want him to have killed her. So that's it. And they didn't go after Brian Dugan. They could have, and they had enough evidence to, anyways. And then he went on to rape Donna Schnorr. Donna Schnorr was in her early 20s, nurse. I believe lived in either Geneva or St. Charles. Raped and killed her. If they would have gone after Brian Dugan, Donna Schnorr would still be alive today. Here's the kicker: all those people are still in office. Jim Ryan's not. Joe Burkett is. It's disgusting. If you look at the Rolando Cruz case, you'll want to ban the death penalty immediately. Then you realize that if they caught Brian Dugan and tried him at the time, because they tried him and gave him the death penalty, he would have gone to death row. He would have been dead. Brian Dugan is one of the best cases for the death penalty. Child rapist and murderer. Then you look at people like Rolando Cruz. Is it worth killing innocent people so that monsters can die? Now this happened in 1983, the Nicarico murder. So Brian Dugan got to live his life. Albeit behind bars, most of it because he deserved it. But he got to live long enough to go kill Donna Schnorr. And the prosecutors, the police, and everybody in DuPage County says, "Oh, we did the best job." No, you didn't. You didn't do. We could sleep silently at night because we did what we thought. No, you knew Dugan. Dugan even confessed to the murder, but they didn't believe it. Really? Next video I'm going to do is on the West Memphis 3, and that is just such a disgusting tragedy. Because Rolando Cruz is a Latin King gangbanger who actually joked around, "Oh yeah, we actually did it, blah blah." Dude was only 19 years old. You know, just trying to act like a big shot. Just because you're a big shot asshole kid, should you go to death row over it? No. Anybody says, yeah, I mean, it's psychotic. Next video I'm going to do is about the West Memphis 3. And this stuff should really boil your blood.